What's going on, Tiara?
How
How
you
are you?
doing? I'm
Hey,
good. I'm good.
cool. Same here. It's been a minute, been a while. I'm excited about it, though. The fact that you're getting ready to jump back in this thing. Welcome to the 86 Boxing Podcast. It's like a pleasure. Special guest right here, everyone. Special guest right here. And of course, everybody already knows that. But I'm super excited to have you on here. Yeah, first and foremost, yes, a lot of things going on in the world right now. As we can see, news has been crazy. Even today, it's been insane. But that being said, through it all, how are you feeling right now, Tiara? How are things with you?
I'm feeling good. Just working out pretty hard. Getting ready for this fight in the DMV September 25th.
Okay, September 25th, Rose Cross Raceway. For those that don't know, I guess this is in tandem with Side Nation Sports. Your opponent is to be decided September 25th. So this will be your first fight in a while. It's been over a year. I guess you can say closer to 2 years. Your last fight was on December 7th, 2019. So how's that been in terms of just kind of holding out and just waiting on that date, waiting on that call?
So, the COVID really messed up a lot of things. I had several fights that fell through due to COVID. As soon as COVID began, I was getting ready for a fight that didn't happen. And then during the midst of COVID, I had two fights that were supposed to happen. And then the states where they were supposed to happen at shut down boxing. So it's been an up and down battle. But I'm 100% confident that September 25th is going down. And I'm going for the knockout. I already told y'all, stop playing with your girl. I'm not playing at all.
All right, good stuff, without a doubt. Yeah, that's cool. I see you've been staying in shape. That's one thing I noticed. That you're always in the gym, no days off, all that good stuff. And in the midst of this, I know you moved back to Florida. I believe that happened last year, right? Or was it the beginning of this year? It's been crazy, a whirlwind. So when did that happen?
I would say January.
Okay.
January.
Okay, sounds good.
January.
So yeah, of course, I first met you here in DC and everything, and people know the story. You were a DC cop as well. As a matter of fact, you were the Officer of the Year not too long ago, and all that good stuff. So, did you feel it was just like time to go back home and sort of apply your trade there, do your community service or work there as well?
I do think that in the midst of all things that went down with the DC police, I felt that, God had closed that door for me and he had opened up the door for me to go back home. I could have easily stayed in Washington, but I believe that God has directed me to move back home to sow seeds in the area that I was born and raised. That's all it's about, is sowing seeds, being a mentor, being an inspiration to the youth.
All right. I'm with you there. And speaking of that sowing seeds, I have to share this story. I was always looking for an opportunity to share this story because I do some officiating around here on the amateur side. And I just remember being in the gym one time, and Tiara, she was in there sparring, and then in one of the other rings, these two young fighters, two young boxers, they started actually fighting to the point where they were rolling on the ground, and actually they were really physically trying to get at each other. And Tiara just stopped in the midst of that and said, "Hey, stop that right now." And basically got everybody in the gym to stop what they were doing. As they got it together and got it back going, then she jumped right back in the spar. You remember that?
I remember that. But I didn't remember it until you just brought it up. Like, wow, your memory is good.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I always felt I need to share that because I think that speaks to who you are as a person. And you're definitely one of the most nicest and giving people that I've met. I've always shared with people that you're an inspiration, a good role model for all. Now, you accredit that? Do you accredit that to your upbringing? Basically, the fact that you're such a bright person and you pretty much light up the room everywhere you go. I've seen how people react whenever you step in and all that stuff.
I believe that it is the way I was raised, you know. My parents raised me that way to be like that. And I think that it's just the God that is in me, you know, the spirit that dwells inside of me. I try to inspire people. I try to be a positive role model. Like you said, I try to light up the room, you know, I try to be that light because you never know what somebody's going through. You know, you never know what somebody's going through. You could be that person that uplifts them, or you could be that person, the last words that you say might be the last thing that they hear. You know, it's all up to you. And I try to be positive in all that I do.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, yeah, and it's appreciated, I tell you, because people are always looking for that person to inspire them. They're looking for that person that they can see themselves potentially becoming or becoming greater than. So it is truly appreciated. And I think I speak on behalf of anyone who's ever met you, those to meet you, and all that good stuff. Now, as far as your time with DC Police, it's sort of that transition now to where you are. How's it been as far? Do you miss some aspects of that? Is that something you've considered or thought about from down in the area that you're in?
Well, actually, I will say that I miss my people in DC, of course. I love my DMV people, but the department, it just wasn't going in the direction that I wanted to go in. And moving back home, I was supposed to get sworn in on Monday. I'm actually working with Fort Myers Police Department. A lot of people don't know that, but surprise!
Wow.
Since you brought it up.
Right here. Exclusive right here. I appreciate it. Oh, wow, that's good stuff. So what's going with them?
So I'll be a community officer. I'll be on patrol for a little while, but the goal is to have me bridging the gap with the community and the police. You know, a lot of people call me a trendsetter, and I like that because I am good with bridging the gap between the community and the police. You know, I am good at, letting people know that, hey, we care about y'all. Crime is not going to go anywhere. But if we can bridge the gap, if we can show people how to treat others and treat others how we want to be treated, that goes a long way.
Okay.
My dog is not happy. He's so upset right now.
It's all good. I have one back here because she's being cool.
He's spoiled.
I mean, that comes in here. They have a way of doing that.
You're right, absolutely.
But yeah, that's good stuff. So you're going to be working with the Fort Myers Police. Yeah,
go in the house.
Great. I think that's inspirational in itself right there. And then, of course, having you're an advocate for not only just what you're doing in the community, but boxing as well. So as far as boxing is concerned, in Fort Myers, what is that boxing community like in Fort Myers? Because it's one of those spots, probably don't hear about as much. It's one of those sort of mainstream places where boxing goes down. But I've seen you in gyms and things there, so I know people are there working.
Oh, most definitely. I was actually supposed to go out of town today to train with this amateur boxer. Her name is Stevie. She's really good. I think she's ranked like number 5 in the country at her weight, but my car started acting up. I'm like, oh my gosh. When you're trying to do something right, the devil tries to, knock you off your game. But it's okay. Tomorrow morning, I'll be going to train with her and her coach just for a few days.
Okay, cool. And I know training is something you do. I think I saw something where you're like a certified trainer or something of that nature, right? What is that?
I'm a certified USA boxing coach. I actually took like 6 or 7 fighters from the Fort Myers Police Athletic League to Texas. What was it, 2 months ago, to the Junior Olympics? That was fun. Yeah. It was a great experience. So many of the kids saw me. They wanted my autograph. They wanted to take pictures. And that's a feeling that just brightens up your whole soul. And then when their coaches asked me to work the corners with them, like hey, I'm new at coaching, but it was my honor that other coaches who've been in the game for so long wanted me to coach in the corner with them. It was a great experience. I'm glad to be giving back to the youth. I've been boxing for 19 and a half, almost 20 years now. And so to be able to give back to the kids, it's unexplainable, the feeling that you can get from helping and teaching kids and inspiring the youth to want to do great and be great.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty cool right there. I did recall seeing something about you being there at the national, so that is good stuff indeed. I suppose you ran into a few people from the DMV while you were there, huh?
Oh, I ran into quite a few of my old teammates. I was rooting for them all the way. Even when they fought against Florida kids, I was rooting for the DMV, and that got me into a little bit of trouble with the Florida fighters. But hey, it's DMV is in my heart always.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. So that's good stuff. Now, as far as you being around the youth, being around the kids, and all of that stuff, you feel, as a matter of fact, we just had a big meeting on boxing up here, PBA related stuff, but do you feel that enthusiasm is still there for these young fighters in light of seeing how sometimes the boxing world, the sport in itself, it can be a letdown in certain areas, but do you feel that enthusiasm is still there from what you're doing?
I will say this, like, boxing is a cruddy sport. It really is, and as long as you keep that in mind, I think you'll be good. For instance, I have over 115, 20 fights as an amateur, right? I'm 10-0 as a professional, 6 knockouts. Now, during my amateur career, there were fights where I've lost, and I know for a fact that I didn't lose. But it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. You have to take the losses the same way you take the wins, and some fighters have a hard time doing that. They, like, for instance, no shade to Pacquiao, who just lost, right? Yeah. I watched his training. He looked in great shape to me, but as soon as he lost, my legs, they weren't there. And leading up to the fight, you said you were in great shape. You said you were feeling great, fantastic. But now that you lost, now it's an excuse. I just think, you have to take the wins. You have to take the losses the same way you take the wins, point blank, period. Because at the end of the day, you have to be mindful of who's watching and who's listening. One reason why I don't do a lot of this, I don't do a lot of trash talking, I don't speak negative about people, is because I know that there are kids that are watching. I know that there are children that look up to me and that want to grow up to be like me, that I inspire. So I always have that in my mind. I always think, like, do I want these kids to see me acting crazy or wild or talking foolish on social media? No, I don't, because that's not the type of role model I want to be. Now, do I knock those who do that type of thing? No, because that's the role that they want to play. But as for me, I can't play that role.
Got you 100%. And hey, that's all you can be, is authentically you. And I'm in agreement there with Pacquiao. I thought it was a bit disrespectful for him to come out the way he has here in the aftermath of that fight, when it was a good performance from Ugas. I wanted to shift really quick to your work with BET. Now, this has been inspirational in itself here, and I can't just go through this without talking about it. What has that experience been like?
So, working with BET and Olay, my Olay commercial, Queen Latifah, it's been amazing. That God is allowing these people to be in my life. I'm trying to get good lighting for you.
Oh, you did.
I just appreciate everything that God is doing for me and opening many doors for me outside of boxing. How many boxers can say that they have an Olay commercial? How many boxers can say they're on Pluto, they're on BET, they're on Oprah Winfrey? I think that was just the icing on the cake when I was on OWN and Oprah was talking about me and giving me shout outs and praises. It's like all my hard work is being acknowledged, and it's a great feeling. I think in general, it's a good feeling when you know that people look up to you and are inspired by you. I have so many people that write me in my DM that I don't know, whether it's my Facebook DM or my Twitter, my Instagram DM. They write me and they ask me questions. Sometimes they ask me if I can pray for them, or they'll tell me that they're going through things, and they always see me on social media and I'm uplifting, and things like that make me smile. You know, it makes my heart warm to know that these people trust in me and believe in me and have faith in me to help them get through whatever it is they're going through, and they don't even know me personally.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. You factor that in with not only just your presence on that stuff, but your work in the community and all that stuff. I'm sure you've probably gotten some similar sort of accolades or similar regards just being out there in the streets and things of that nature. And I just have to think it must be inspirational and something that helps to keep you pushing forward as well. Just knowing that you are touching individuals, even if, you know, how they say, even if you're just touching one individual, but in your case, many. I know that has to be an inspirational thing for you to keep you pushing forward as well, you know?
Yeah. Yep. And now that I moved back home, I just, like my focus, my goal is to do here what I did in DC, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning my first event to be in October, a community cleanup event where we just go around, you know, in the community and cleaning up, you know, just showing the community that, hey, we're here. I'm here for you. Let's do this. We can do this together. Whatever y'all need help with, let me know. We can get it done. Just things like that. It's about helping. You know, it's like humanity is slacking, right? We have forgotten that. Like I tell people, I am my brother's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. And I think we, especially as Americans, right, we are slacking. I don't get into politics because I don't like getting into politics. But we're slacking because we've divided so much over so many political reasons that are going on right now, whether it be who's going to vote for who, whether it be the corona, do I want to get the vaccine or do I want to get the vaccine? Oh, I wear a mask. Oh, you don't wear a mask. We're fighting over some petty things, right? And we are being divided. And I think that it's sad that we're being divided by these little things when we are suffering through a pandemic where we all should be united.
Hey, I'm 100% with you there, and I think that's one of the sort of big challenges as we move forward. It's like how we move past this sort of division that we've seen, especially over the last 4+ years. There's been a lot of division, you know. But we have people out there who are really on the front lines, people like yourself who are really out there trying to make that difference. And that's irrespective of, you know, the situation or whose side someone may claim to be on or anything of that nature. And I think that's good. And I think we need people like yourself. That's why I'm always all for anything that you're doing, any way that I can help. I'm trying to repost it. I'm trying to show people that, hey, we have individuals like Tiara Brown out there. And I think that can be an inspiration as we continue to see individuals like yourself that are pushed even further, push beyond those boundaries, push beyond those silos and things of that nature. So I do appreciate what you're doing 100%. And I think it's a great thing. And I want to see you continue to work that. So I do like that idea that you're doing a community day and doing a community cleanup, that is, and I think that is needed. I even see it around here, and it is the little things, you know, those little
Yep,
things.
it's the little things. It's the little things. Like people people get caught up in trying to do large things, right?
Yeah.
And then they forget that it's little things that matter. A bunch of little things can turn into something large. You get what I'm saying? Instead of having one big thing that doesn't even go right, you can do a bunch of little things in different places and they all amount to something great.
I 100% agree with you right there. I do, without a doubt. And hey, anytime you're doing anything, just know, of course, 86 Boxing is going to be pushing it in any way that I can because I appreciate 100% what it is that you do. But I've seen how people react to the things you post and all that stuff, so I know I'm not the only one. I've seen how people react in person. I know that, hey, yeah, you generate that type of love. And I would say keep doing what you're doing. And I don't see you discouraged or anything of that nature, but I definitely want to make sure we keep Tiara Brown doing what she is doing.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because at the end of the day, I'm in, like, I know it might sound corny, right? But at the end of the day, I am inspired by the word of God. And I have to bring him up as often as I do because without him, I'm nothing. And if I didn't bring him up, then who am I? You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything that I do is in his name. Everything that I do is in God's name. Even when the COVID hit, right? Okay, I had 2 jobs, a police officer and a boxer. I was getting paid. I don't even tell you how much I get paid for boxing, but you know, I was getting paid certain amounts of money for a minimum of 3 fights a year, right? Mm-hmm. Well, every year I would give out $1,000 scholarship to a senior, right? And even when COVID hit everybody's pockets, right? Mm-hmm. I still managed to do that because I knew that God was going to bless me for doing it anyway. And the money that I had set aside for that was money that he allowed me to set aside. You get what I'm saying? So it's always about giving back. It's always about giving back. And whatever you give back, you will get back. Whatever you sow into the community is going to give back to you. You know, as a police officer, if you're a jerk, if you're nasty to people, that's what you're going to get back. But if you're kind, you know, you show sympathy and empathy to people on a daily basis, that's what you're going to get back. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I was called officer friendly in Washington.
Yeah, hey, and I think that you actually need that community policing, and I think oftentimes, yeah, we have some who are too quick to just run in and don't really assess the situation in a proper manner. But I've seen how you operate and everything of that nature, and you didn't win that award for just any reason. I think it just shows sort of your valor and how you approach things. And I think we need more officers like yourself. As a matter of fact, recently here in DC, over the last, I want to say like 48, maybe 72 hours, we've had 2 like police shootings or whatever, where 2 individuals were killed. And the information is still being kind of released or whatever. These happened in DC and all of that stuff. But I just think about like seeing some of your postings and reading some of your stories. And then I know there are other officers out there that are like that as well, where you approach it differently, you know, and I think that matters. And we need more people like you in those types of positions. But it's like the badge in itself, and I can only make an assessment for my own, like the badge in itself, or that sort of brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever you want to call it. They seem to protect some of those officers who don't think the same way that you do. And I think that's, you know, kind of a detriment in some sense. But we need more people like you, and of course those against your way of going about things, they seemingly lash out and push people even like yourself to a point where you even have to step back, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. But see, one thing I know for sure is we need to start holding ourselves accountable for a lot of things too. Like I said earlier, I'm my brother's keeper. If I see something, I'm gonna check it right then and there. You know, because a lot of times the police get called for things that they shouldn't get called for. Sometimes we as a community, we need to handle this stuff. And I don't mean with violence. I mean, sometimes if we see these kids out here doing something that we know that they shouldn't be doing, check them. Hit them in their throat. When I was a kid, we were scared to do things if our neighbors saw it, because we knew we were either going to get a whooping from the neighbor or our neighbor was coming back to tell our parents. You know, we had community love, and that's what we need right now. We need the community to come back together as one people, like we were when I was a kid.
Hey, I'm with you there, and I'm from a sort of similar ilk, similar vein. Yes, I knew better than to do some of those things, and I knew people were watching out there. But you're right, we do need that from a community standpoint, and hopefully as we continue to progress towards things, and we kind of see how
Yep.
it's going, we get
But I think things
towards.
are gonna get better. I honestly think that. I think things are gonna be on the up and up. I got a few things underneath my I got a few secrets I'm holding on to. You'll see soon.
Oh, I can't get the secrets, but
Nah,
I'm
I already gave you the secret that I'm working with the police department here. That was the big secret right there.
I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be greedy, share the wealth without a doubt. But cool. All right. Shifting a little bit back to boxing. Now, at this point, are you a promotional free agent at this moment?
At this moment, I'm not allowed to say what I am,
Okay.
but just know if you have any inquiries, you can hit up my PR in the ring with Christine. Or if you have any fight dates that you need us to get on, call her. She'll let me know. I'm not allowed to say that I'm a free agent, but
Okay, gotcha. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here. Yeah. If you ready to see Tiara in the ring, hey, you're gonna get that on September 25th, and then from there, the sky is the limit. So I'm excited about this fight. It's gonna be a first time back in the DMV for a while.
in the DMV, I'm about to show out for the DMV. Trust and believe me when I say I'm about to show out. I'm telling you, I'm getting the knockout. I'm not even playing. I'm not even joking. And I never talk like this, but I've been training so hard. I've been wanting to fight for so long. I'm telling you, I'm glad that many DC police are going to be there already. I might catch a charge.
Okay.
They might get me for aggravated assault or deadly weapon, something. But I'm glad they're going to be there.
Oh yes, without a doubt, and of course, for those in the DMV area, they know it goes down at Rosecroft. A lot of fights take place there, and we know that environment is
If you
going to
find
be
in the
live.
parking lot.
Without a doubt, the environment is going to be live. So I'm super excited about it. Of course, I'm going to be there, and I'm hoping anyone who is in this area, even if you're outside of this area, that they're coming through and they're supporting Tiara in this return as well. So I'm 100% looking forward to that. And so I wish you the best of luck with that fight, but I already know how you come with it. So I have no worries or anything of that nature. I know how you get down. You have the amateur background. You're doing it as a pro now. You're doing sort of the outside of boxing stuff. It's all written, you know what I'm saying? It's all written. It's bound to happen without a doubt. But yeah, I don't want to hold you too long, but I just wanted to get, some of any just closing thoughts that you may have or anything out there, what you want the people to know. I know you're coming back and all that stuff, and there's plenty more in store for the future and all that good stuff. And we're going to be here on the sideline, definitely tuning in.
I want everybody to follow me on Instagram, but obviously they're already on Instagram if they're looking at this live. Follow me on Facebook, Tiara Brown. Hey, get your tickets. I'm telling you, the card is stacked. It's stacked with a bunch of new fighters, up and coming prospects that are all good. I've seen the lineup. It's going to be a great night of boxing. I know this for a fact. I don't like when people tell me, oh, come to this fight. These fights are going to be awesome, and then they suck. No, these fights are going to be awesome. You're going to have a great night of boxing, and they're starting on time. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm missing church the next day. No, you still can go to church the next day. You have no excuse. But, just keep grinding. Everybody who's out there watching, keep grinding, keep pushing, keep being motivated. I know that COVID has a lot of people sad, depressed, suffering from anxiety. Push through that. COVID is not stronger than y'all. COVID is not stronger than us. I've lost several family members from COVID. I've lost 3 aunties from COVID, 2 cousins from COVID. It's not a joke. But for all those that are suffering from depression, anxiety, having suicidal thoughts because of they've lost their job due to COVID. You know, they've separated from their marriages due to COVID. Just plenty negative things have gone on due to COVID, and people's mindset is not right. But keep pushing through it. Keep pushing through it. I'm telling you, you can make it. You can get through it. As long as you stay in prayer and stay tight, 10 toes down. God will never let us down.
Without a doubt. And, you know, as someone who grew up in the church as well, you know, as you said, you know, you may have a setback, but God sets you up for a comeback without a doubt. So,
amen.
100%. And as far as 86 Boxing, we're going to have that information. If you go by the 86boxing.com website, we're going to have Tiara there. We're going to get all the fight information as well. Go get tickets. Be sure to go check that out without a doubt. And Tiara, man, it's such an honor just having you on here. I do appreciate it 100%. Without a doubt, look forward to seeing you on September 25th. So until that time, yeah, definitely, I just wish you nothing but blessings. And of course, I'll be checking out what you're doing. So we appreciate it. Remember that.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you and all that you do. I appreciate you. And I'm going to get those shirts to you as soon as they're done being made.
All right. Hey, looking forward to repping TP, baby. I got the other.
All day. I know. It's a fact. It's a fact.
All right. Without a doubt, you have a good night and good training as well coming up leading into this. But I know you put in that work, so you have a good one for sure.
All day. All right, now.
All right,
have a good one.